All right, well, the trailer's behind the truck and there's something new on it. Not new, but new to me. We'll talk about that right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. And before we talk about this, I'm going to show you some footage I just did a while ago of working on that John Deere. I got the little hood things for the back, so take a look at this. All right, I don't know what video I'm going to throw this footage in, but if I can squeeze back here to this feller, which is not easy because I didn't park in the right spot. Something fell off the wall over there, so I moved over figuring I'd pick it up after I parked, but that makes it hard to get through. But that is neither here nor there. I just wanted to show off this. Continuing our making it better theme on my own stuff, I was able to procure, and it's so sad that I would do this because I could have made these, but I bought the factory hood, they call it hood reinforcements, that go back here. And basically what it does, there's one bolt that holds this in, and then the second hole is the one that holds the hood down to the tractor. And I could have made this. The original was made differently. The original had nuts welded on the back of a plate, but I went ahead and did this. It was expensive. I mean, 48 bucks a piece for these. That's kind of dumb, but I don't have time to screw with this, so I'm just gonna buy what it's supposed to have, and then it's gonna be always nice, you know. Now I see that I have made a boo-boo in the way it's put together now. Apparently I did not get that hood on the right side of the battery box tab, and that's unfortunate. The other side I did correctly, but I bet I won't be able to get it popped up there without taking the hood loose. And that's not what I wanted to have to do. So that kind of blows the big one, you know. Let me see if I can manhandle it here. See if I can get enough flex to do it. There. Well, that wasn't pretty, but it worked. All right. Technical difficulty, but I got it. So now all is right with the world. I should be able to lay this up in there, and I went ahead and got flange bolts because I figured, hey, oblong holes, might as well have that. But I'll just bolt this one wherever it needs to be. Probably should bolt the back one in first because this piece has a round hole, the top ones are ovals. That'll get us where we need to be. Maybe we can see what we're doing. Maybe we can't. But if a guy was to get that started in there. Or struggle, you know. It is not playing nice. Okay, let's cry for a minute. Maybe I need to... What I'm gonna do is drop everything to the ground and then it will work. Is there some reason why? There. There. I think we're getting started. What's this one gonna do? Okay. So now my thinking is tighten this one first so that it centers up where it needs to be. And then I'll tighten the other one down. And all will be right with the world. But who knows? I don't even know if you can see what I'm doing. This is the old camera and it doesn't have a front screen. So I just have to guess that you can really see what's happening. It's certainly taking a long time to tighten up, isn't it? There we go. Now, is this one going to play nice, or did that one, tightening that one, make it not so nice? Well, there's one. Let's do the other side, but I'm liking what I see so far. That hood is as solid as it's ever been. This one should go easier, right? We're on the right track. Let's see if we lay this up there. It's slightly bent up under there. I should have addressed that the other day. Although I could have caused it the other day when I had it off the tractor. I could have bent it. Yes, it's working lovely. There we go. All right, for the first time in like 35 years, this hood is fully retained the correct way. And I am pumped. I mean, I think the only thing else I'm going to do is I'm going to get some 3/8 nuts, and I think I'm going to put them on top of this front one to lock it down. That way, if stuff vibrates out, I don't lose my little flat piece that was super expensive. So I'll do that, but other than that, I think we're golden on hood retention. Now we're going to immediately take it back off in the next few days and clean up and paint that stuff I burnt off, because that's going to rust pretty aggressively if I don't do that. So anyway, though, you got to start somewhere, and I think we're making good progress, you know. I can't complain. This summer, when we're not using this every day, I might take that sheet metal off and try to make it more better as far as nicer paint and whatever, and then I can put new stickers on the side and it'll be back like it's supposed to be. But yeah, I'm getting pumped. I mean, it's starting to look a lot nicer than it was, and it's just a few pieces at a time. But this is the tractor that, if you use it every day, your daily use tractor, it gets a lot more wear than other stuff. So it seems like they get cobbled on a lot more just because of the fact you got to go. You don't have time to put them out of commission to fix them the right way. So yeah. All right. So hopefully that will last me. I did go back later and put nuts on the front one, so hopefully that plate will always stay in the hood. We need to take it totally off the tractor again sometime and paint that stuff that I did. We might do that after a while, but we need to first move hay, so we'll see where we get to. But I had another auction time win, and seeing it in person, I don't know that it's going to be really useful. I saw this hay spear, and it wasn't hardly bringing anything, so I went ahead and bought it, and it's a monster. Like, they got it set up in a way that I think you could use it either on your front end loader or possibly 3-point hitch. I mean, it's got quite the selection of holes, and we can certainly try different things, you know, and see. But what's got me concerned is, on the picture, you couldn't see how monstrously huge this spike was. And I just feel like, from experience of working with stuff, that this is not going to penetrate into those bales very easily. And if it does, it's probably not going to let loose very easy. But we will try it at some point. I don't think I really want to fool with it now, because you know what I'm saying. I got everything else hooked up. Why would I try and then find out it doesn't work and then have to hook it back up? This is more of a summertime project and see, you know, what we want to do. Potentially, I never measured it to see what it measures, if it'll fit any of my loaders with the arms. But, you know, potentially we could do that and then not have, like, take the bucket off and switch it to this. And if the spacing would work out right, it should work on both loaders, because the 1650 takes the kind where you got your cylinder over to the side, and you could do that there. But the John Deere takes the kind where the cylinder's up in front. So potentially it would be that would work too, but probably not so much on that one. If I did, I'd have to use like the upper holes, and this thing would be hanging way down, because the way it pivots, it's like down at the bottom of that. I don't know. We can play with it this summer and decide if that's something we want to do. Probably not so much. This is monstrously heavy. I just don't think that around here this is going to be what I want. So I might end up parting ways with it. It does have the gooseneck ball on it, so you could, you know, tow a trailer with it or something. But I think that spike is so long it'll probably get into something. So I don't know. But like I said, it wasn't that much money, and I thought it was heavy built looking, but I just didn't realize how heavy built it was. But like I said, we'll play with it sometime when the weather's warmer. This is not a priority right now, but you got to buy the deals when you see them. You can't just, you know, you can't wait around, because when you're looking for something, it just doesn't happen. So, next on our agenda, I suppose we should probably take some hay to the bovines again, because they're wandering around. They're looking at me like, why aren't you doing something? I had a new calf last night, and I hope he's up and moving around. I haven't seen him this morning, but I think the mother has him. She's a pretty good mother, so I think it'll be okay. All right, well, let's go see about taking a bale away, or two. More than likely two. They're always hungry. So, yeah. One day we need to have a trash picking up day, because, yeah, it just gets out of hand. The wind blows it around before I get it picked up, and Buddy the dog plays with it. We need to haul in about 10 tons of gravel all over this place again. Get that fixed. But you see why I wanted a different hay spear. This one's kind of getting a little droopy. That's another homemade job that ended up here somehow. And I think it came from my cousins at the Deere Combine. I think they got it from somebody, and they thought it was a piece of junk. And if we can get that other hay spear to fit on stuff, and we decide we like everything but the spear part, I'm not opposed to hacking that off and welding on like a factory spear with a sleeve. You know, weld the sleeve on, and then you can bolt in the spear. Because the factory spears, they just work so much better. They go into the bale and out so much easier than a lot of the other stuff. I tried homemade spears, and they just don't have it, you know. Let's see if we'll run today. The hood on so nice. Today's probably the day we'll drop something on it. I mean, it'd be a shame to have it nice. Come on, Dale. Too tall a gear for the big deer. Let's go. This is the first year that I've done this, feeding them in two different spots, and it actually works kind of nice, because it kind of makes them divide up more, and then they're not all in the same spot making a mess, and they're not getting too crowded. They kind of I don't know. They kind of divide up, but then there's other times it looks like they kind of tag team one until they get it 8 all the way up, and then they go to the other one. But I'm trying to give them choices. I don't know. Wonder how long it's going to be before we dent this gate. I mean, we put it in new and it doesn't have a dent in it yet, so that's bound to change anytime. Okay, well, there is the mother of that calf, so I wonder where she's got him stashed. I think I see where he is, and he's not anywhere close to where she is, so I'm gonna have to watch that. They do that sometimes. They'll go stash the calf someplace, they'll go off and do something, and then they come back. I just got to make sure they get together before nighttime. Right now, if he's where I think he is, he's in the sun. But I know that that's the mother because she's got a tear in her ear, and she's had that since day number 1. That was the first cow that I had, and the first thing it did in like the first 10 seconds was rip out its ear tag. So anyway, I was working on fence. We're gonna redo all that, like I said. So I got it tore out part way till there, and then got my fence started there. It's gonna be a little bit farther back than this one. That makes it easier to deal with than trying to level out and clean tree rows. Just kind of do the best you can, and then they'll take care of the rest of it. But yeah, your calf is way away. I know where it is, and you forgot, didn't you? So we'll have to do something about that in a minute. But anyway, I got to kind of thinking about this all in my mind. I've always wanted to try the rotational grazing and have them split off in like 5-acre pieces. And so I think I got this figured out where I can have like gates in places, and then all I got to do is run maybe a temporary wire and split one of these big fields in half, and then I will be able to have them go. I want to have them where they can come on their own back into the home base here, so that they can always get to water and shade if they need it. And I think that's going to work all right, except for maybe the front part of that pasture by the driveway. That would be kind of a long ways away, and I don't know how I can do that without, you know, having them. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't want to just leave it all open where they can walk out and get out here, because basically what I'd have to do is like right here, leave this open and then jumper them across to there, which is fine if you're going to close the gate behind you, but just leaving it open with a temporary fence here, I don't know if they would obey that or not. So I'm still working on that one, but it's going to take time and money to do that, because the fence supplies aren't going down in price, I'll tell you that. But I'm gonna get it taken care of. We gotta put another bale out, but let's go check out this little black lump out here, because I'm pretty sure that that's him or her. I haven't even looked yet, but they all were out here this morning, and now they've come back around, and I would say that she just parked him out here. At least I hope that's what I'm seeing. Let's see. One of these things is electric, and one of these things is not. What do we want to take the bet on? I don't know. I don't remember. Is it the top one or the bottom one? I'm hoping that's what this little black lump is. However, that looks a lot bigger than a newborn. What are you doing, pal? Enjoying the sun? Well, scared you, didn't it? That's a pretty good sized little calf, really. But that's good if he'll run around. I mean, he doesn't know where his mommy is, though. So we're gonna have to do something about that. But don't run first thing into the electric fence. That's not too smart. That's what he's gonna do. Are you serious? That's crazy. Well, that just made a lot more work for myself, but okay. Well, this is ridiculous. That little thing ran through the fence. It's cut across the corn. It's 2 fields over on the, not even my area. There's no reason it should be doing what it's doing. And I hope I can get ahead of it, because otherwise what's gonna happen? All right, everybody needs to appreciate what that just turned into. There he is out there with his mommy having dinner. But I'm telling you what, that was like a 4-hour process. I had to leave and go on the bus route in the middle and hadn't found him back yet. I have never had one do that. As you saw it maybe in the video, he took off, he went through the electric fence, and I have a feeling that that shocked him or something, and that made him go crazy, because he just took off and he never looked back. And he went way away, at least a mile away from home. And I, old habits of course, chased him on foot and tried to keep an eye on him to see where he was going to end up. And I don't know, I was about maybe, it's hard to say how far, but I was about 2 fields over and I lost sight of him and I couldn't see where he went. However, there's a big ditch that runs through there that's got like a 5-foot drop off, so I knew he couldn't go past that. So I walked and walked and walked while I was out there. I bet I walked back and forth, I don't know, 2-3 miles worth by the time I walked back and forth. Could not find him back. And then my brain came out of lock position and I had an idea. What about that drone? So I took the drone and I flew it up and I flew it back and forth and I could not find him. And then I had to leave for the bus route. Plus, it turned out all my batteries in the drone were dead, so it wouldn't have made any difference. So I plugged in everything to charge, and I called Dad, and I told him, I said, I got this problem. So he said, when you get back, I'll come over and we'll try to find him. So I got off the bus route. I walked out here to make sure he hadn't come back. He hadn't come back. So I took the drone up again, and I flew it back and forth, trying to find something along the tree line, looking in and zoom in and change position and tilt the camera and anything I could do, and couldn't find him. The battery was used up, a whole battery's worth of flight time. Brought the drone back, switched batteries. Started in again, back and forth, every kind of different thing I could think of to try to see where he would maybe go. I mean, the way he was going, it was pretty obvious that it was probably a straight line that he went. But I kind of also thought maybe he turned the corner and, went away around into the woods and was laying somewhere. So I flew the drone again, and about that time Dad got here, and just when he got here, I thought I saw a little lump of him, and I'm sure I put that footage in, or I'll try to put some of this footage in while I'm talking maybe. But I thought I saw a little outline, and I got every different angle and tried to zoom in to see if I could tell if that really was him laying there, because he was laying right in a position that a calf would lay. And the camera's not clear enough when you're that far away, and I couldn't get close in the trees to do anything. But I thought that was him. So brought the drone back to me, and Dad and I started walking. And I had it narrowed down, you know, it looks different on the ground than it does from the air, but I had the area narrowed down. There was like a cedar tree, kind of round shaped, and another tree that looked like, so I thought I knew where I was. So I walked down a little too far, and Dad walked on the other side, and then we met in the middle, and there he was laying just where he had been on camera. So that was pretty cool. So I walked over to him, and he jumped up and he ran and took off, but instead of running back the way he came, he took off and ran towards the road, which is a totally different direction from here. And there's another farm up there with an old barn, and he ran right into this old barn. So we had him cornered in this barn, and then Dad called my brother-in-law to come over here and get his pickup, which he had left up here at my house, and have him get the pickup and meet us over there. So he did that. So we carried him by his feet to the road, put him in the pickup. I laid on top of him, and we brought him over here, carried him in, and put him back with his mommy. So I don't know. That could have been a sad story, because I kind of was afraid if I hadn't have found him by night, he'd be dead, because there's coyotes and things, and they would have had their lunch, you know. And he was born yesterday. I have never seen a calf that's a day old do this. And Dad said, oh, that calf wasn't born yesterday. Well, I watched it. I know it was born yesterday. I sat there and watched it. He was born right over there. And yeah, after birth and the whole deal. So I know it came out yesterday. It might have been early yesterday, but that calf is only about a day old, maybe a day and a half old at the most. Now at nighttime, you know, a day and 3/4 old, but I've never seen one do that. I mean, so I guess that's good, because it means he's healthy, and, you know, hopefully he'll grow into some delicious something. But geez, what a struggle, friends. I mean, he just would not cooperate too, and he was going berserk. And I mean, I had to have him in a hug the whole time so he didn't get away, and brought him out here. And anyway, he's with his mommy now, and hopefully, you know, he'll learn his lesson and stay put. They usually, you know, cows will do that. They'll leave the calf somewhere, and then they'll go off to eat or do something else, and that's what she had done. But before she got back to go see it, I went to go look at him, and I guess I made a mistake. But I've done that before and never had any trouble. This is a different situation here that we found ourselves in. It's a lot of times more pleasant to work with the calf when the mother's not around, because then she won't be aggravating you. Well, hello, pal. Would you like some attention too now? Your boy just caused me a lot of trouble there, friend. So perhaps you need to keep him in line. What do you say to that? Huh? Anyway, I'm going to call this one here. I'm filming, of course, on my phone, because yeah, I just got done putting him back in here after riding in the back of the pickup with him in a headlock, basically, so he didn't jump away. But I have to say, today the drone paid for itself. I mean, what he will sell for will easily pay for that drone someday. And the fact that I was able to find him with it, so I didn't have to keep running back and forth, because I was in that exact spot on foot and I could not see him. I mean, it's amazing how they can camouflage themselves. But when I took the drone up and was walking behind the drone, I could tilt the camera and see him down kind of at an angle, and then I could see the outline of him and whatever. So the drone definitely worth its weight in gold today, because it saved a cow. So hopefully, you know, we'll get more use out of it in the future. I should probably test fly it again now to make sure it didn't get messed up when I was when the calf and I were having a little bit of a wrestling match there to stay put. The drone was tied around my arm, so I think it's fine. But anyway, I'm exhausted now. I still need to put out the second bale of hay. I gave up on that a while ago when the calf ran away, because I don't know. What I'm saying is, you got quite an interesting video, probably. I don't know what footage you'll get to see, but good grief. I have never had that much trouble with a day-old calf. So there you go. I guess we will call this one here. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.